here and
I
press
have
synthesize?
some rather incredible news.
Yes.
Dr. Baldera will be joining Din full-time. And with his breeding expertise and our brilliant park management skills,
These are
the
modifiers.
sector representatives have offered their support as well. There is just one
Triceratops
uncharacteristically quiet voice
has a
left.
high modifier. We might be
Dr.
able to
Malcolm?
do something like
I'm
that.
sure this is going to shock you, but I'm still skeptical. I mean, what you've done here is impressive, but, you know, haven't we walked this path
So if
of
we
good
go here,
intentions
we
before?
click
At the
this,
same time,
we
I'm
see our
nothing if not
Triceratops is in the rewards.
wildly curious. And if there's
don't
one thing
have
that
enough
ambitious projects need,
logistics.
it's a voice of reason. So, here I am.
So let's get our Triceratops.
Well, sounds like everyone's pretty much on board. Din has hope, and I won't have to sleep in my nephew's basement. Fantastic! All right, don't keep me waiting. Where are we heading next?
Oh, so we're gonna head somewhere else. Open the world map. So we got that up to 2 stars. I know 2.5 stars, which is nice. We're gonna head to Clark County. So we did finish with 2 stars there, at 193,000 profit and a pretty good appeal. Here we are turn a ramshackled flying reptile zoo into a well-maintained moneymaker. Okay.
Las Vegas. In Spanish, the Meadows. Huh.
I
It
didn't know
brings
that.
to mind peaceful, rolling pastures and verdant land. But what we get are greedy opportunists rolling the dice on displaying prehistoric animals in sorely lacking enclosures. But then, aren't you also taking a gamble? Will you be able to get this site not just functional, but ethical? Roll up, place your bets, and good luck. You know, if you believe in that sort of thing.
All right.
When you said we were going to Vegas, I was expecting glitz, glamour, and maybe a night on the town, huh? But, that'll teach me for being optimistic. What was this place again?
I believe that the original owner called it a prehistoric playland, or some such. The new owner, our client, wants us to take better care of these animals.
And I bet they're expecting some impressive profits given the Vegas adjacent real estate. Oh, I have a good feeling about this.
So this has a huge map on it. But we have some dinosaurs that are out of their cage. We don't have any population here. We do have, there's a response team there, control center, arrival point, a restaurant. So, need to add a ranger team to this. We also need a maintenance team, and we don't have that. Add it over here. We can put a path over here. There's our problem, is that our power does not go that far. All right, power goes there. Might be able to add a couple of the other buildings over here. All right. So let's add a maintenance post as close as we can to this building. We do need to add one over here. We will add our maintenance team We're gonna actually add 2 right now. We have a couple things to fix. Then we'll add our maintenance team over here. And then we also need to bring our capture team out here to tranquilize. All right, here are our targets. So park rating targets are amenities per profit per minute of 150,000. Number of flying reptiles 40. That is a lot of flying reptiles. Infrastructure maintenance at 95% or above. And number of different species is 10. Now there's not that many flying reptiles in this game, so 10 is a lot, and we'll take some time to build all of that. And then we have some appeal modifiers, and plus an extra 2 site information. The Petrosaurus already on site. Existing infrastructure is damaged, which we will have that fixed, and limited shelters allowed.
To help out, I brought in a freelance crisis manager. She was a big name at Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, until they went under. Catastrophically. But I'm sure that had nothing to do with you, Lily. Nothing at all.
Thank you, Cabot. And hello, everyone. Now, our most pressing task is to get these animals recontained, which means repairing that aviary. Unless we want those high flyers to escape to the bright lights of the city, of course.
So we need to construct maintenance facility that we did, maintenance posts, and then assign maintenance team. Use the maintenance team to repair all the aviaries. So they should be doing that right now. So they are headed over. Ranger team, maintenance team.
And I should say, it's especially
It is
good to see you again,
all
Kira.
completed there.
You
Now we
two
need
know
to
each other,
tranquilize them
huh?
all. We
Lily was
assign the ranger team,
mentor for me.
tranquilize them all,
She
and
gave
then
me my first
transport them all.
opportunities in paleo curation.
Again, we're going to click
You
the
walked
first
away
one
from
and
those
click
opportunities
multi-select
with a copy
mode.
of my contacts database in your pocket.
Grab them all.
She was a cunning young
finalize,
raptor even then.
And then we're going to deliver
Yes, well, I learned from
all
the
4
best.
of them there. 4 clicks.
But let's just focus on recontaining the escaped flying reptiles.
So they're picking them up right now. We did get some research done. So we can't see yet. We don't have an exposition. Now, the thing about these cages, this is 3 different sections that you can put in, and they're pretty big, and they need a lot of space. Also, this is the hatchery, and you need a hatchery per building. Research small carnivores, dig site 2 at the science center. I don't see a need in doing that because we're going to be using just flying. Increase total dinosaur population to 10. So we lose 6 here. I don't like that. Have 4 scientists employed. So we will run this one. It's going to give us 400,000, but we are going to use some of that money on the scientists anyway. Why is that a threat?
We are pleased to welcome a pteranodon to the park.
Wait, why is it a threat? Danger to guests. It should not be a danger to guests. This is fixed. Okay. Let's research our bring in our scientists. So we're going to be making a lot of animals, so we need genetics along with logistics and welfare. This guy looks pretty good. She has some high logistics. We'll run with her. She has high genetics, but no logistics. We are going to run with that one. I think that one. And this guy, he's really, really low. So we have our 5 scientists right now. We can also train them, but we don't have a staff center, but we do have training available, which we will grab the staff center in a minute. Got more reputation down here.
Looking good. But if this place is gonna hit the jackpot, we'll need these animals to be visible to our guests. And we should make it clear that the park's under new management with some stylish scenery, too.
Oh, yeah. What's a sideshow without the show, after all?
All right, so we need to put a gallery in there, but before we can do that, we need to research
All
it.
those old structures that were on the
We need
site
a
when we got here don't exactly
science
shout
center.
high-end establishment. Remember, you can demolish anything you don't like or dress it up with some lovely scenery items. Do a good job, and I might hire you to revitalize my porch.
This is being a pain. It does not like being near that. I'm going to drop that, but I'm also going to drop a generator back here. Maybe. No, back here maybe? It really does not like this right there we go. So that will give us the power for all of these buildings. Drop that.
Attention, all science personnel. Please report
Because of that, we can add in research for our aviary viewing. This costs 200,000. While we're doing that, it says place some blueprints of 5 scenery buildings. So there's a ton of scenery to go through. Some Vegas stuff. Where is our arrival point? Here's our arrival point. So they already have some light posts and a fountain. Some more light posts and a sign. Here's some Badlands stuff. Little truck. Wetlands Rebirth. Okay. So we can add some statues. I'm looking for flying stuff. Add that there.
Filling up a
We
generator.
can also add Mr. DNA. We'll add him there. Flying reptile sign. Add this here because we're going to add the viewing area right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new aviary
Need two
viewing gallery,
more.
ready for you to observe our amazing avian reptiles.
Down here. Yep. Foliage, rocks. We can add some rocks over here. That is a big rock. What about
If
that?
this site runs out of money, well, that would be a crisis in its own right. Use the arrival point to open the park. Then we can get back to work.
Okay. So I'd like to find these ones. I guess I could. Can I click this? I can. Duplicate. No. Duplicate. I'm confused. I want to make a second one. Not move. Oh, I guess. All right. There we go. Now we want to open the park and start bringing
Our
in
client
this.
wants more species
There
on
they go.
site. This is a non-negotiable part of our contract, so do whatever needs to be done to make it happen. Lily, could you lend your guidance?
Oh, of course. Building a new aviary is step 1, and it's crucial to get right. The proper environment will keep these animals happy enough to prevent an escape attempt. When the aviary is set up, Then we can look into bringing more flying animals on site. The guests will love that, I'm sure.
So here's our aviary. We're gonna bring that in. And then we need a contract. This one should be pretty quick and easy to do. Yeah, I think we run with this one. Gets a big reward pretty quick. There it is. Got it already. Now it wants us to build 4 aviaries. How much space do we have? Okay. So here's our aviaries. There are some different ones, but right now we don't get to use those. Those are blocked. And like I said, they take up a decent amount of space. And they go diagonal. So already I hate where that one is. I think these little lagoons are really hard to place. Aviaries are really hard to place because now look at that. It's too close. It's not even on it, but it's already too close. Should be able to do that, but we can't. We can keep this one small. Maybe we'll run something down here and put a viewing right in here. Kind of like, there we go. All right, we need to put a hatchery also while we're looking at these. Here's the hatchery. We'll put the hatchery towards the back. And then we'll need some power back here. All right. Run a path along over here. This is good to leave us enough space to put some restrooms, emergency shelter, and maybe some accommodations back here. Okay. Let's see what other enclosures. Again, we want to put them close. There we go. Alright, where are we going out? So here, we're going to need a path somewhere in here or around up this way, because one of these spots is going to open, so we don't want to cover too much of that. Do that, we can bring a path. We might be able to put a path through here, but definitely a path through this way. And down here, and down here. It's like already, oh, there's a fence showing where we can't go. On that side, not this side. Okay, so let's add our hatcheries. I would love to put it here or here, and that makes sense. It all depends if we can get, say, too much. Only problems with these games is they're just constricting this much space. I feel like that would be an okay spot for anything that has to do with a path, but we are not allowed to use that space right now. Another hatchery then. Put a hatchery here, we put a viewing here. Don't want to put a hatchery here because there's too many people going those other directions. Viewing here. Viewing here. Let's put our paths in. And actually, Get rid of that one because we won't be able to put anything back there. Put a path here. Yes, I know. Let me pause this. Straight path across. Something like that. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so it's still complaining about path because it's actually not connected to an arrival point. I wish I showed you what path they're using. This one. I think. Nope. It looked like that one. Maybe this one. So, playing with paths is okay. Again, sometimes you just have to fix all of their paths because you can't figure out what they're putting out here. Replace all of that actually. Oh, copy path style. Actually, never seen that there. Huh. Well, that's useful. Costs money though. Doing that earlier than later might be helpful. Okay. Now we're going to copy path style here. Replacement is off. Where do we want to come across? Leave some space. Like that. Alright. Still need to fix power problem. We can put power does not need a path to help itself. We can put some teams attached to these. Ranger team. Another ranger team. Another ranger team. If you have multiple ranger stations, it does tell you how far away those vehicles are, so you can figure out which one's the closest. Alright, so we need to increase the cachoeira. Research. Now let's check. Make sure our dig site is good. So we have these three are all flying. We have our 1, 2, and 3. I believe they go in order of how big they are. It looks like the cachoeira is already researched in the first one. We do need a expedition center, which we're gonna have to put over here. Make that peek out right there. See, look at the path here again. Let's copy this style, put this over here, and then we're going to replace all the path. Make it all one type of path. So we have our exposition center.